Hello and welcome back to Tommy's Top Shelf Comics. I'm Tommy, joined by Murphy.
Hello.
It's this week. So last week's
It is this
comics
week.
are this week's comics. For May 31st, we're back with the top 5 comics of the week. Murphy, how was your week?
We're almost halfway through the year already. That's crazy.
Right? We're about to enter the 6th month.
We're
about to enter summer, get some summer events going. But
yeah, that's true.
This is that awkward 5th Wednesday. So there ain't not that
there
the books
much.
we picked are bad. There are good books coming out. But a new
just
selection
a few less
of
than
books.
Usual.
Yeah. Not the books we would typically put. But there's always new
that's
comics.
The fun of it.
And these are the 5 comics that we think are the top this week. Number 5, Power Girl Special number 1.
So this one has 2 stories called Dark Night of the Soul and Hot Water. So Power Girl takes center stage with new powers and a new mission. Power Girl faces a challenge unlike any she's experienced before in this shocking one-shot rising from the events of Lazarus Planet and Action Comics. With Omen's guidance, Power Girl now strives to battle the demons, literal and figurative, lurking within the minds of some of the greatest superheroes in the DC universe. The nefarious Johnny Sorrow has been searching for a connection to Earth Zero, and the superheroine's work may unwittingly give him the means to make their world his personal stage. Can Power Girl and her estranged superfamily bring down the curtain on Sorrow's evil plans, and at what cost? The backup story is an introductory tale. Fire and Ice respond to a natural disaster in Baltimore, debating whether to involve Ice's old flame, Guy Gardner. When Guy causes some major drama at the scene, Superman gets involved to stop the fight. Continued from Action Comics 1053.
Interesting.
So this is cool that they're giving one shots too.
Yeah,
because I mean, Power Girl has been in Action Comics since they started the dawn of DC stuff.
Yep.
And she did play a big role in Lazarus Planet.
Absolutely.
So I like the idea of just giving it a one shot, instead of us having to get a whole new series. Because
how many times have they restarted the Power Girl series?
Yes, that's true. I probably wouldn't touch it if it was a series, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Like I like what I was reading in Action Comics, and I like the character, but I wouldn't. I'd prefer a one shot at this point, so I can see if I like it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Moving on. These ones probably end up having it's going to be a first appearance of somebody.
It always is. It's always Number 4 though, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Saturday Morning Adventures Continue number 1. After an accidental encounter with an unknown element in the sewers of the city, the Rat King finds his ability to control the hearts and minds of rodents is waning. But in its place, he finds the ability to control reptile life, which will totally make things harder for the heroes in a half shell. Grab a bowl of cereal and be there for part 1 of The Turtle King.
Dude, Turtles in a half shell. I'm going to say something real dumb right now.
Yeah.
I didn't think of turtles as reptiles. I don't know why. I just didn't. But it makes sense.
There's turtle eggs.
Yeah. I don't know. I never thought of them as reptiles. But anyways, continue.
I don't know. I think this will be fun.
fun.
I read the first season of Batman the Animated Adventure Continues. So I'm kind of thinking this is going to be something similar to that.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot like that. And that was fun.
Yeah,
those shows were so big, especially for, us and like around our age.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people still would say, this is their favorite Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, or the animated Batman is their Batman. It's like, so to get more content in that world is
with any long lasting IP. Now that the Turtles have been out since the 80s, so they have had multiple generations. They have the Nickelodeon version, they have the arcade version, they have the original comic version, they have the TV show, the movies, the new movies, the old movies.
New movie coming out soon.
There's another one.
Yeah, an animated one. With Seth Rogen.
Oh, yeah, I did see that. I thought it
Yeah.
was another live action.
No,
AJ
no. I
Max
think they're
thing.
going to put that one on hold for a while after the last one. Like,
Probably
those were
fair.
not very good movies.
Probably fair. But I don't know. I thought
Yeah,
this one
like
would be fun.
yeah, with like you said, with anything that the IP's been going that long, it's like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
I'll read this.
Yeah.
All right, that'll move us on to number 3, though, which is Star Wars Dr. Aphra 32. So Luke Skywalker, friend or foe? After the fallout of Hidden Empire, Dr. Aphra is at a crossroads. Who better to help her with that than Luke Skywalker?
So we're starting off the new kind of storylines, deviating away from Hidden Empire and just kind of getting into the regular books again, which I kind of like how the Star Wars books do, where they all come together for a big event and then they split back up and they go for like 2 arcs and then they come back for another big thing.
Well,
I
do
don't
we
know.
think there's another big event coming anytime soon? Because I mean, they
Yeah.
did War of the Bounty Hunter into Crimson Reign into Hidden Empire
Yeah. So then there'll be 2 more
so
story
fast.
arcs and then there'll be another one.
Yeah.
So like around issue 40. And then there'll
You think?
be 10 issues and then they'll do something special around 50. Maybe they'll reboot
Yeah.
it. We'll see. It's
Yeah.
Marvel.
So
There are only so
this
many
is
options.
this is admittedly the one I'm behind on because I've read Hidden Empire
Mm-hmm.
and then I've started I got caught up on like I've always been caught up on Star Wars, but then Darth Vader I caught up on through Hidden Empire and then Bounty Hunters. So this is the last one I need to catch up on, right? Yeah.
Yeah, besides the side ones like Yoda and Han, and those are done.
Yeah, and
Those are done now, right?
Star Sanos. Yoda is not done, I don't think.
Okay.
Han Solo, I think, is, though.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this one is probably the one I know the least about. But if Luke Skywalker's in it, dude, it's going to be okay.
Yeah, it'll be fun. Moving on to our number 2. We have DC Pride 2023, number 1. A bunch of stories. DC Pride is back again with a brave and bold and all-new collection of stories starring DC's fan favorite stable of LGBTQIA plus characters, many of whom will find themselves in thrilling team-ups, the likes of which you have never seen before. Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy go to the extreme measures to get a little alone time, but there's nowhere on the planet Crush can't crash. John Kent gets a comprehensive course in dark magic when John Constantine sticks a golem on him. Tim Drake and Connor Hawke learn that there's nothing more awkward than reuniting with an old friend after you've both come out and one of you was indoctrinated in the League of Shadows for a while. Continued from Lazarus Planet Dark Fate number 1. Circuit Breaker struggles to stifle his powers after the Flash of Earth 11 leaps out of the time stream and knocks them both into another dimension. Just how far would Flashlight go to honor his lost love? All these stories and many more in DC Pride 2023. This year's anthology also includes an introduction by Phil Jimenez, a 5-page preview of Dreamer's young adult debut written by Nicole Maines and drawn by Rye Hickman, and a parade of pinups by Babs Tarr, Maria Lovett, Brand and Stein, Noah Dow, Travis G. Moore, and more. So this is super exciting.
They got you. They got you with a big one there.
I got the long read this week.
Yep.
But I don't know. The Pride issues that they've done, I always really enjoy them. They have some cool variant covers. I don't typically pick up a lot of the variant covers just because they are like the trade thicker.
Yeah.
Copy. I usually just grab the regular cover. Yeah. But there are some nice looking variants this year. I just think it's really fun. Just you pick up one book and you get short stories of all these different characters from all these great creators. And
I like the pinups.
The pinups are great too. Babs Tarr is one of my favorite artists. But I really think that DC has made a effort to showcase Pride throughout the year as well.
They've done a very good job, I think, at kind of making the landscape a little more inclusive.
Yeah, absolutely. So basically, they just brought all these characters out, or introduced new LGBTQIA plus characters, and just integrated them in, made some reference or comment to imply their preference, and that was it. Then everyone just treats them like normal people, like it should be.
I also think that they did a good job at who they brought out.
Yeah,
like it's not just like, oh, throwaway characters. Like it's John Kent.
Yeah,
it's Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy and Tim Drake.
Yeah,
yeah. That stuff is just as important, I think, as just being inclusive, as making it so it's not just characters that no one really gives a shit about.
Right.
Right. And no, I think that really, other than probably the independent books, like when it comes to DC versus Marvel, DC has done a fantastic job at it.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Now, Marvel, I think, has done it too, but not to the same level.
No, just mainly through introduction of new characters.
Yeah. Not changing old ones.
Which is just a different way of doing it. It's not wrong. Mm-hmm. I just wanted to point out that I have enjoyed and thought DC has done a good job in doing it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. I agree.
Coming from two straight white guys.
Yep.
But
exactly.
Moving on to our number 1 this week, ASM 26. Fair warning, if you do not want to be spoiled, good, because we're not
talk about this.
We're not going to spoil it. Let's not spoil it.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. We're not going to spoil it.
No.
So now, fully in the present, the emissary is returned, and his power is so far beyond Spider-Man's abilities. The heroes may figure out a way to win, but the cost of victory will be so immense that you may hope they don't. So, why we talk about spoiler warnings for this one is, well, it got spoiled pretty hard. Who spoiled it? It was like Marvel themselves spoiled it, didn't they?
I forget. No, they did put out a tweet saying that it had leaked. And
it had leaked.
Yeah.
Yeah, so huge. They're
basically like, get off the internet if you don't want to find out what happened.
Yeah, if you don't want to know. I didn't manage to. But so this is going to be
Was that because of me? Did I spoil it?
No, you got to me like second.
Okay.
Like I was on Instagram or something, and it's like, oh, ASM 26, and then no warning. And so I was like, oh, okay. And I swiped on through, and it's there. So like, then you messaged me immediately after. I was like, oh, all right. Well, now we know. Yeah. I don't really care about spoilers, though.
I've gotten,
being honest with you.
Yeah.
I'm not somebody like my idea has always been like, you could tell me something, and if I like it, like I still want to know.
Yeah. I still want to know how.
Like if you spoil the end of Spider-Man for me, and I'm like, that's like whatever, like then probably I won't, it's just what it is. But
you're still gonna watch it. You're still gonna read it. You're still gonna consume.
Like I'm still gonna go get there eventually. So it's like I might as well know going in. It's not like they spoiled every single like page.
No.
Yeah. But also this story has been pretty cool. What they finally getting to what Zeb Wells has been planning. I just recently did catch up on the last 2 issues, which are the big ones. Like, I mean, pretty much 22 to 25 were like they started explaining Mary Jane's powers, what happened in the 6 months, like, how Mary Jane has kids and a husband. And it's pretty dark. It's all really, really. I like it.
So what you're saying is I
Like
should catch up.
Oh yeah, they took Spider-Man to a rough spot. Like it's
I mean, they
bad.
did throw him in a pit and didn't tell you what happened for like a year. So
Yeah. It's they went real dark, and I enjoy it. So this one's gonna be pretty cool, especially because it's gonna be what happens. I think it's gonna be a status quo shifting issue.
Right. Sweet.
Then let's see, do they have any sweet covers too? I actually have to make sure I order some. I wonder what the spoiler variants are.
What could they be?
What could they be? Now, people, do not go and look it up if you don't want to know, because it'll pop up.
If you made it this far,
you might as well not.
You might as well not.
I feel like anybody who's still watching this when we get to this issue probably knows. But we're not gonna say it anyways.
No, let's say it. Like
in the comments, tell us what you think about spoilers in comics or in movies, like in general.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I it's the same way. Like, I really don't care. Like, I always think back to that movie Orphan, where it like seems like the little girl's a little girl, but she's actually like a 40-year-old woman.
Oh,
and that that one. And somebody told me that, and I was like, that sounds like a good movie. I think I'll watch that. Like that sounds fun.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
There are some sweet variants.
There's a ton of variants.
Yeah, which is, well, I know it's a big issue, but it's only, I think it's Legacy 920.
Yeah.
So historically, in 5 more issues, they would do another big issue.
Yep.
So I'm wondering if, like, I mean, luckily I have finally stopped picking up every single variant for big Spider-Man issues. Good. It took a long time, but I stopped. But I wouldn't be able, that's why I wouldn't be able to do it this quickly.
Yeah. Right.
It's insane. Like that's so fast.
It's like you would need to
5 issues from now.
Just only buy Spider-Man. Only buy Spider-Man issues. Don't read anything.
There are some sweet covers though.
Just don't read anything else. But cool. Well, anything else before this week's comics or last week's comics and next week's comics or this week's comics?
Speaking of Spider-Man, PS5 Spider-Man 2 footage has been out on the internet for a little bit now. If you haven't seen it, check it out. The game looks like it's going to be awesome.
Yeah, it looks like.
Also, there was a one-shot for Free Comic Book Day that leads up to the game. If you're a fan of the games like I am, definitely check that out and get ready for the game. I think it's in September, which we'll be talking about obviously sooner. But Spider-Man's number 1. Got to talk more Spider-Man.
Maybe we'll do a what you need to know before playing.
Oh yeah. The Gamerverse is there. Like there's a lot. There's a lot in that universe. But no, I think that's it for this week.
Cool. Well, until this week's comics or last week's comics and next week's comics or this week's comics, we'll catch you guys later.
See ya.